Okay, that's pretty special. Not for the lack of looking today. This is a diamond willow fungus. There we go. See how it's got some browns to it? The smell is unmistakable, like anise. It's heavenly. I mean heavenly, like you want to eat this. It is with great respect and admiration I picked this mushroom. I've seen, this would be the third one today. There was one that was quite a bit smaller and whatnot. Yeah, super cool, super blessed. And make a smudge with this, give some away. And they talk to you, these mushrooms, I swear. I just slowed down and said, talking to the dog, I'm just like, I'm gonna slow down right here. This is blah, 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 diamond willow in my brain. And I've looked at a lot of willow trees today. Super cool. What are you digging for, bud? Here, smell this. What's this? What's this one? Wish I could train you to find that. Cool. Okay, so moments later, a little deeper back in here, here's another one. This one is nice little beauty. I think I am gonna take this one. So that's the second one in this little area. Well, actually, let's wait. If I find another two of them, then I'll take one. I just, for some reason, I just love finding this mushroom. I mean, it's not something really most people will ever even see. I guess that's part of it. You know, big old dead willows. Kind of 7 o'clock at night. That's what I'm doing. This is your Fomes fomentarius horsehoof. Some people call it tinder conch, but that's not what its good use is. All right, so we're still looking. This is not a diamond willow fungus, but it's going to throw you off initially because it even does have a slight anise smell. I actually forget the Latin of this one. I just learned it yesterday. And the common, I mean, hardly as any, I can't even really smell the anise because I've got the diamond willow fungus in my pocket, but it's used to make a purple dye, and it's going to throw you off. And it is also called a fragrant bracket fungus. It is somewhat fragrant. This is the classic moment if you ever go looking for a piece of sacred diamond willow for yourself where you think you'll got one but you don't. This is a different mushroom. I think it's something like thin maize, polypore, something like that. But you will find that it does not look like diamond willow fungus, does not smell like diamond willow fungus, is not diamond willow fungus, even though it grows on diamond willow. That is a big crop of Haploporus botulinum right there. Look at those guys. All right, it's been a good hour. I wanted to come in this really... okay, guys, look. This is the type of thing, I'll say it again, you're not going to be doing in the summer. The only reason I can get into this area right now is because the ground is still frozen. It was like -8 last night. So tromping around in here, maybe in the fall, but it's wet just the way it is, and there's little bits of ice, blah blah blah. Found a nice couple diamond willow here. Okay, so there's one here, nice big one here, a patch of old dead ones here, and then you've got some infection or some divine providence, medicine, whatever you want to call it, starting in here. So really old, really dead, but there has to be some living. Okay, it's like, and I've looked at probably 1,000 trees since the last one, through 1,000 swamps uphill both ways, but this is the kind of country I'm finding them in, albeit they are rare, they are here. If the trees are completely dead, doesn't seem to be there, but they're on the dead part of the willow. I see, no, that's a false one. So a mix between just really old, on its way out, been kicking around for 100 years or more, and then it's growing on the dead portion of that still alive, hanging in there tree. I'm going to take these old dead ones and one of the live ones. Well, that's it there. So obviously I saw that one and then this later. Well, Finnegan doesn't feel like walking very much today, do you, bud? But I want to show you, so regarding the diamond willow, right? We found about 8 of them yesterday. We took about half that. Actually, maybe we saw more like 10 because I have 5. Anyways, and I can show you later, but we're on the edge of this massive pipeline cut line where part of me wants to think all the good diamond willow got nuked and chipped up and is underground there with the rest of the trees. But this kind of ground, you know, it's tough walking. You really couldn't do it unless it's the spring or the fall. And I've been out for a couple hours and studiously looking. And so here we have a very dead, quite big old diamond willow. And here we have quite a nice specimen. Okay? It's somewhat pliable. Amazing smell. And we really worked for this one. That's for sure. You've got actually 1, 2, 3 starting over there, which is wonderful news actually, because that means that I will take this one. That's 1 in 4, the biggest. And dry these out, keep them in a plastic bag or something. They last a long time. Their smell lasts a long time. Give them to, you know, people you respect and revere, elders. Use it as a smudge, if you will. It's probably has some medicinal values beyond the spiritual values, but I don't know. about that. Beautiful. Thank you. It's just the way it goes sometimes, right? Like, there's a couple diamond willow up there. I don't know if you can spot them. And it's in kind of the zone I was getting them, but this is that zone. I mean, I was back in the woods there, maybe up to half a click in there, but where I found the majority is, I think most of it got chipped up. But I mean, that's how it is sometimes. I didn't come in on this big old cut. I hiked in actually along the riverbank, which is way up in there. I didn't even know this was here. Some wolf tracks there fitting in. But yeah. So I guess it made it a little easier to walk back here. I'm gonna walk out on this thing. It's too bad. There is a whole bunch of diamond willow ground up in the ground here. It is what it is. This is right in the same spot, right? They can be really hard to miss because this is one too. This one's old and dead, but it'll still have nice smudgeability for burning, and there's still a decent sized chunk there. So this one's pretty much done. There's a tiny little bit of living fungus. No, actually, this one's dead. There'll be a decent chunk in there. It's what makes them even harder to see sometimes. Well, guys, the diamond willow fungus is kind of hard to find, but that's because it's, you know, it's all gross to get to it. Here's one right here. Now it'll have a real anise smell, beautiful. And see how it kind of looks like it's almost like smeared down the tree? Characteristic. I am 30 feet off the road and I'm not even looking for it. I'm looking for a piece of wood on diamond willow. I mean, I'm always looking for diamond willow, but piece of wood to do something with. There, it's right there. Always when you've abandoned, you know, your hopes of finding any. I came up to camp out with the dog because he's got a dentist appointment in the morning. And I want to give him a really fun, happy, wonderful day full of sausages and walks and sniffing stuff. Anyway, I don't even have a knife on me. I just have a saw because I got to cut a piece. So I guess I'll grab that on the way out or something. There's another one starting in here too. Right in here. And there's maybe an old one or something there. Cool. I have to smell it. Yeah, that's heaven. It's a little sniff of heaven. All right. So, I guess I want to say with that, like, there's diamond willow swamps everywhere. Diamond willow, you can find diamond willow fungus if you know the right kind of age class and a few other indicators. And I don't want to give it away, but there's a couple other mushrooms and lichens that have to be growing on those diamond willow. If they're not there, either the age class or the air quality, level of pollutants in the soil, I don't know what it is, but if those other characteristics are not there, you can walk in willow swamps all day long and not find diamond willow fungus. So, it's not that it's rare, it's just the area, the kind of country that you're going to find diamond willow in, there's not a lot of those. This old decadent, you know, really old willow There's another 3 diamond willow. 1, 2, 3. This is the tree we were first looking at just behind, so I just walked around. But to extrapolate even further, these patches of old diamond willow, you know, there's only so many of them, and they're only so accessible. So it's not that the fungus itself is rare, it's the tree age and all the other variables you need for this mushroom are not as abundant as all the swamps full of diamond willow across the prairies. Once you find some diamond willow, take a really good look at what else is growing on those trees. In terms of lichen and other fungus, and is it growing on the dead part of the willow? Is it growing on the live part? All these different things. Yeah, so like any other mushroom, it's hard to find until you know where it grows, I guess. Once you know where it grows, you're going to find some. I've never found any anywhere near people, anywhere too close to well-traveled roads, highways, anything like that. I think this mushroom is extremely sensitive to pollution, but that's a guess off the top of my head. So you have to kind of get way out there, and you have to be in these really decadent diamond willow patches. There's not much of their life left. There's some new shoots and stuff, but the majority of the big part of the trees is rotting and dead. Been dead a long time. They say willow is a very rot-resistant wood, this diamond willow fungus. I'm not sure about that, but it does seem to hang around for a long time in swamps once it's dead, and a lot of other things might rot quick. Further research required. Well, I'm up to 10 already. 10 diamond willows, not all that big. And I've moved 20 feet. This tiny little marsh on the side of the road where I came in for a piece of wood because I was tired of looking for good willow stands to maybe go look for diamond willow. I did a 4-hour hike, the backpack on, way down, never saw nothing. I was looking for anything, not just diamond willow, but yeah, so 10 diamond willows here. Some are old and like dried out, but they're still okay to use for smudging. Some are in good shape, like this one. And so I'm definitely going to take the old dead dried out ones. There's about 3 of those. And then there's another like 6 or 7 of these nice live ones. Some are bigger, some are smaller. I'm going to leave the 3 or 4 smaller ones and take the 2 or 3 big ones. That's my plan. Hit me up if you know somebody who spirit needs some diamond willow. We can trade for a homemade pie or something. Something that took some energy, because this does take energy to do. You see, if you know where to look, I spotted this diamond willow from my truck on the edge of the highway. Once you find the right circumstances, there you go. Okay? So yes, it's rare, and yes, it's sacred, and you should protect it and not take it all. And a whole bunch of things like that, and further research needs to be done. It's early in the morning here. There's a fraction of these willow stands that are even accessible. So I hope this helps you in your quest to find some diamond willow, or if you knew nothing about diamond willow fungus, now you have something to research. She's a beaut, healthy, growing, and right on the edge of the road. So dropped Finnegan off at the vet there. He's got some tooth extractions today. And just kind of back where, I assume it's the video before this, where I found one off the side of the road. I'm kind of back in that same area, and it's just stunning in here. It's just like magical, really old willows close to the highway. So I guess there goes my thought of it's never anywhere near highways, but this is not a super well-traveled highway. I mean, it is, but it's not a freeway, right? I think this guy gets to stay here because it's close enough to a parkable area for like instruction and teaching. So I might just kind of map out a little trail. It's probably only 400 yards to the truck. And then this is a beautiful little area for people to sit around and for me to teach them about this mushroom and other things like the diamond willow. The more and more time I spend with this willow, the more and more I appreciate it. It is really hardy. Like, I found some dead wood, dead trees in a swamp, and they've been there, like there's no bark left, no tops left, no nothing left, and they're still rock hard, stuck there in the muck. So they do actually really seem to not rot, which makes the fact that diamond willow only grows off them when they're old enough and rotten enough, means that takes an extraordinary amount of time. And I'm thinking there's another fungus that has to get into this wood first and almost like pre-digest it, because otherwise it just seems to stay rock hard forever. Super beautiful in here, feeling super blessed, hoping Finnegan's doing okay at the vet.